So in last video I talked about how we can write a constructor function for a TypeScript class. In this video I'm going to talk about modifiers in TypeScript classes. So there are three kind of modifiers in TypeScript class. First one is public, then there's private, and the last one is protected. Okay, so uh, first let's do one thing. First we instantiate an object. We make an instance of this computer class. Let's say my computer is a new computer, and this will be an ASUS. Processor will be of Core i5, and it will have an AMD GPU, and it will have 16 GBs of RAM. And if we console log it, so we'll see that my computer object has been created, and I have a ASUS motherboard, a Core i5 processor, AMD GPU, and 16 gigs of RAM. Okay, so now let's say I want to create a method, and my method will be called get RAM. Okay, and this method just returns the number of gigabytes of RAM we have. So this dot RAM, that's it. So this is a method that can be used from anywhere, from anywhere in this program. So let's say I want to use this method, and I can use it like my computer dot get RAM, and let's console log it. And we see that we have 16 gigs of RAM. Okay, so this method is actually a public method. By default all methods are public methods. So what are public methods? Public methods are methods that can be used from anywhere in this program. There's another type of method, that is private methods. So private methods cannot be used from outside of this class. So we can see that as soon as we have written the private keyword in front of this method, TypeScript is throwing an error that property getRAM is private and only accessible within class computer. So private methods cannot be used outside of this class. Though we are still logging the result, that is for another reason. I will not talk about why this is happening in this video. I will try to cover it in a later video, but the important thing is that we are getting an error. TypeScript is telling that we should not be using this property because it's a private method. Okay, so we have another type of modifier that is called protected. A protected method is okay. So first let's try to use this private method. Before we go to protected, let's try to use this method inside our class. So let's say we have a method that's a public method, and we name it add RAM, and uh, this method's job um, is to add RAMs to our computer. So let's say mm, this is a actually a dumb method. Basically this is a dumb way of writing a method, but you get the idea. I'm just trying to get a uh, come up with a method example. So you can see that I'm not getting any error on on using this method from inside the class, but I am getting an error when I'm trying to use this getRem method outside of the class. Okay, so that was private method, and the last type is protected method. So let's just change this to protected. So now this method is protected. You can see that we are still getting an error, and when we are trying to use this method outside of this class, we are getting an error, and we are not getting an error when we are trying to use it uh, inside of the class. So that is like private method. So what is the difference? So there is a difference. Protected methods can be used inside of a class, or it can be used inside of subclasses. So let's say we write a subclass of the class computer. Let's say Asus computer. Class Asus computer extends computer, and I will try to write a constructor function. It takes a processor, it takes a GPU, it takes RAM, and I will call super right. And now let's move this method from here to here. Okay, so this method is not available in our parent class, and but this method is available in our subclass, and you can see that we are still able to use this method, this getRam method, from outside from inside of a subclass. So that is why that is what protected does. So now if we change this to private, and you see that we are getting an error. Property getRam is private and only accessible within class computer. So if you make it protected, you can see that we're not getting the error here, but we're getting the error outside of the class. So we cannot use this outside of the class or subclasses. We have to, when a method is protected, we have to use it inside the class or inside of the subclasses. So that was the TypeScript modifiers. I might want to make another video of TypeScript class. I still don't know. If I have to study more about TypeScript classes, and if I see that there are more topics to cover, then I will make more videos. Thank you for watching.